So welcome, Carla. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me today and educate our community on reflexology and sort of that side of holistic wellness. And I would love for you to just introduce yourself to whoever's watching our video today. Who are you, and what is your background?
Hi, thank you so much. I'm Carla Affe from Pure Life Healing. I am so thrilled to be with you today. I'm a holistic practitioner. I've been practicing angelic Reiki for about 7, 8 years. I've been a reflexology therapist for many years, as well as I work with raindrop technique, which is a body work as well as guided meditations, facilitating women's retreats. So I've done a lot of different things,
Wow, all
and
sorts of stuff.
yeah, also because it's a lot of fun and I love working with people. I think it's so important to really work with that healing touch in every way possible.
Nice, nice. Well, helping hands, obviously, we also love to use our hands to make a difference. And today you're going to share with us a specific part of what you do, reflexology. And our community is in the fertility world, right? So I'm sure Reiki helps anybody with
Yeah.
all sorts of different things, but for us specifically, our world is kind of pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, and then right up until baby is here and been here for a bit. So can you tell us in general terms, for people who don't really understand or know anything about reflexology, what
Sure.
is reflexology?
So reflexology is a very well-established holistic complementary therapy, which treats the mind and the body as a whole holistically. So people don't realize that there's approximately 7,500 nerve endings that sit in your feet, which helps. And when we're doing reflexology, helps open the natural pathways for your body to really heal itself and nourish itself. Whether reflexologists, we're looking at feet and your hands, as an example. We're looking at the tender and gritty spots, indicating congestion. So the corresponding area. So basically, people don't realize there are 10 zones in your body. So let's use your hands. So each one is a zone. Okay, just
Okay.
like we have 10 fingers, 10 toes. Right? So each one is a zone. So we're going to be looking at that, right? So you look at gallbladder meridian, your pancreas meridian, you've got your stomach meridians, your liver meridian, and then we come down, and it also can be like we're looking at, if I touch this part of my hand, for example, is your kidney. This is an example, right? So they're corresponding to your body, and people don't realize that your feet are the mirror of your organs of your body. So each acupressure that we work with very gently, right, providing an ideal environment for the body to tap into its own healing. And I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah. So starting off with people in our community who might be having fertility challenges. So we see a lot of clients who come to us after the fertility stuff has been successful,
Yeah.
but there's a whole journey before that of trying to even conceive. So what are some things that reflexology can do for someone who is going through that process?
Definitely. So it's fascinating that it's been around for many, many years, especially the UK is leading the charge, as well as South Africa, US, Canada, not as much, but it's there. So there is no scientific research to prove reflexology can help with fertility, but it does. So it's the best kept secret, right?
Mhm.
So there are hundreds of case studies out there. If people want to look at them, they can go look at them, right? And there's a lot of fertility clinics working with reflexology specialists who are catering specifically to fertility couples, right? So I'm a generalist, but I've had different people come and go working with them. But it's phenomenal because you're basically looking at focusing on areas of your hands and feet linked to specific parts of your body, such as your ovaries, your fallopian tubes, your uterus. Ideally, the best time to start coming is before you start the IVF or any kind of fertility. Even thinking about baby, start coming to reflexology normally and start having that rhythm. Get your body into a rhythm.
Mm.
right? Helping your stress and anxiety level because you're thinking about all this one, bringing hormone balance. But it's not only for women, but for men.
Yes, thank you. Because it's
It's so,
not
yeah,
just the person that's trying to get pregnant. There's two people
there's
involved
two
in that
people, and men,
process.
they need that. They need to be able to, right? Because we're looking at their stress and their anxiety as well, and
Mhm.
supporting, their future mamas. We really, I think, is really important, right? Rebalancing the hormones for both partners, right?
Mm.
Looking at the oxytocin and the endorphin releases for intense relaxation will allow more flow, blood flow, and really looking at, so for men, for example, we're looking at increasing sperm count by working on the testes, right? And that's actually behind the ankle, right? Is where the testes are and the ovaries are. So we're working on that, gently working on that, right?
Mhm.
Libido improvement, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes your libido is a little bit down and that stress going, okay, we gotta do this. It's like,
Mhm.
it's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Also for women, regulating their ovulation,
Mhm.
right? And that is also key and part of that, boosting the fertility,
Mhm.
right? Because you're not only relaxing, but you're reducing that stress, regulating periods, ovulation, maximizing chances of conceiving.
For sure. It's hard to get pregnant when you're super stressed and trying so hard.
Yeah.
So now they are expecting,
Yep.
which is super exciting. So tell us some things that someone might want to look into reflexology for during their pregnancy.
Yeah, definitely. But I always say that pregnancy is not an illness.
No.
It is an incredible honor and blessing with baby being a mama and a papa, such a blessing. And one thing about reflexology, there is a myth that you can't do anything. Go do it. You've been doing it before, and even after, so you're introducing something new. Please be open to reflexology, be open to chiro, massage. It's so
Mhm.
important on
Yeah.
every trimester of your pregnancy because
Mhm.
you want that release of you want that relaxation,
Mhm.
and especially when you're a new mama, in your first trimester, you're going to have maybe nausea,
Mhm.
uncomfortable. Your hormones are going to be woo, like really high. So the future papas are like, oh, I don't know how to deal with this. So they want to support you. So definitely, we're going to be able to help you reduce the nausea, right? It's not going to eliminate it, right? But it's not a magic pill. Okay, there's no magic pills. Okay, your pregnancy, you're going to work through it. It's your journey, it's your maternity journey. So we're
Mhm.
going to the first one. Then we go into the second trimester, for example. We're going to go into working with swelling,
Mhm.
right? Endema, right? Gestational by diabetes might show up. No surprise. We're going to help be preventative of that and really work on it and flush out through the blood and really create that circulation through the body, through the feet, right? And really pushing it through. And we can do also because your hands are going to get swelled too sometimes, right? And some women don't get swelled at all. Again, everyone is different and unique, right?
Mhm.
We're all there to help support them in every way, right? And then working with things like that might come up, hemorrhoids might come up, right?
Mhm.
Working with that, and then when you go to the third trimester, as you're working through that pregnancy, back issues, sciatica, hips, because there's a lot of pressure in your lower back,
Yep.
right? Bending that you can't see your toes. Right?
Nope.
You're not able to see your toes because as your baby gets bigger, right? Which is amazing. Constipation, right? All that reflexology will be able to create that stimulation and working through all those organs, your colon, your kidney, your liver, your kidney, your liver. Your kidney is like I call it the washing machine. Let's get it flushed. Let's get moving, that whole moving because like you're gonna by the end you're gonna be like struggling, right? Or then there are women who are still jogging, like
Yeah.
incredible, which is awesome, right? Still do what like, and I'm sure the doulas also say that, right? Do what you've always done.
Mhm.
Continue doing it.
Yep. And listen to your body.
Your body. Listen to
Yep.
yourself. And if you're in your heartbeat's like mile a minute, you're like the stress is sitting there. Maybe you need some healing touch
Yeah.
to bring you back to balance, bring you back and ground you to where you need to be.
And I would imagine that that would help with preparing for the birth itself. So as they get closer to the big day, or maybe even over over the due date, which is a silly thing because it's never when they say, but what is some things that reflexology can do to help get ready for birth, or maybe help to get labor going
Yeah.
sooner rather than later?
So definitely, especially if you find they can be induced, wait for their induction, or they might be late in their pregnancy. There's no late in pregnancy. The baby's going to come when they're going to come, right?
Mhm.
We work a lot with the uterus, and we're going to be able to do, and we're going to send messages to the uterus as we're gently massaging that area, saying, uterus, do what you're supposed to do, which is fire up and start contracting, right?
Mhm.
When you're ready, right? It's a slow thing. It's not a voodoo or we're
Right. Yes.
stimulating reproductive and endocrine reflexology zones. Okay,
Yes.
increasing the blood flow, the lymphatic system, the nerve signals, those areas that the cells are nourished and healthy functioning. So to be promoting whatever that looks like, that stage for that end of labor, and really getting a relaxation and really feeling okay. And when you get off the table, you've had the best sleep for that hour, and you're just walking on a cloud going, wow, this is
Nice.
great, right? And papas are more than welcome, because papas get jealous because they want healing touch too.
Of course, of course. So now baby has arrived, and we have new parents, and specifically birthing parents who have just delivered. So some of the things that you mentioned in pregnancy, I would assume would also carry through to postpartum. So reducing swelling, reducing tension, and helping them sleep better. Is there anything else postpartum that really reflexology can help with?
I think postpartum, and I think I mentioned this before, that basically in the first, postpartum is the full year. It's not
Mm,
just the first 40 days. And in the Western society, women are like the superhuman beings, and they're like, go, go, go. And it's
yeah.
like, no, that you need to pay attention to your body. And if
Mhm.
you can't do it, you can't do it. Give yourself permission to heal. Like your
Mhm.
body is being stretched to the limits,
Yes.
right? You need to come back and really regroup and say, okay, before you hit that burnout and your emotions are all over the place, right? Feeling that weepy, maybe depression, maybe sneaking in, that mama bear fierceness. Like, listen, right? Like, and pay attention, going, I think I need a timeout.
Mhm.
And when you come from reflexology, especially, getting back and really relaxation and having that release, right? And you get, and it's a safe place. You can cry, sleep, chatty back, whatever you want, right? And especially at the end, right? Really working on all those different things so that you're the best version of mama. And it's also for papas, the best versions for papas to come, so that when they have baby, and just that 1 hour is the world, right?
Mhm.
That world of, like, opens up, of being, allowing yourself to really uh, understanding that, yes, I needed that, and yes, I'm now ready to be, the best mama, and really take care of my baby and really be present.
For sure. Well, I think a lot of people don't realize that that time that they take for self-care really does give that energy, right? Like when we go, 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 push through, it does lead to that burnout. It leads to just that lack of energy. And when you take that little bit of time for yourself, all of a sudden now you can take on the responsibilities that you need to.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
important. And I'm glad that you talked about both the birthing parent as well as the supportive parent. There's two parents involved that can both have anxiety and stress and tension and lack of sleep and all of that kind of stuff. So important that both parents are thinking about self-care, and encouraging each other to do that self-care. It is really important. So then we also have newborns. We have babies who are now in the world and they are adjusting. There's so much new stuff that they have to take in. So what are some things that reflexology can help with for infants?
For infants. Is amazing. I've had two babies of my own, and I wish I had reflexology 21 years ago, and I didn't realize it even existed until many years later. So, but especially when you have babies that are incessant crying,
Mm,
that they're inconsolable crying, you know something is up. Because as a mummy and a daddy, you'll start learning the patterns of cry. Hungry cry, sleep cry, incessant colicky cry. Yeah, you know that. And they're pulling up their knees and they're up to their stomachs and they're like, and you can feel that. And you're like, and as a mama and a papa, you're like running around going, okay, what do I do? How do I help this poor baby of mine, right?
yeah,
Sleepless nights, etc. So here's some two quick little techniques as gentle rubbing. Just rubbing, like you know how the foot has a little bit of a curve in your foot?
yes.
So right underneath, you got your toes. Let's say these are toes, the bottom of your toes. So in the middle is your stomach meridian, right? Just a gently clockwise rub. Okay, just clockwise rub on the bottom of their toe, of the foot, right?
Mhm.
Do it for 5 minutes only every day and put them on the bed. Make it a game, singing, like whatever song that comes to your head, right? And smiling and just soothing voices. And slowly the baby will actually calm down and
Mhm.
have a little bit of relief. If you need to do it again in 3 or 4 hours, do it again. But my suggestion is do it 5 minutes every day and
Mhm.
even just include that as part of your playtime every day in the afternoon. One thing is don't do it right after you're feeding because
Okay.
they're gonna want them out. And don't do it to a hungry baby,
Mm,
right? Make
mhm,
sure you fed them, whether you've nursed them or formula, whatever you've done, at least 30 minutes afterwards, and
mhm,
then do that, and you still, and then even you can tell after 30 minutes to an hour, you can do that. I would just do that gentle rubbing in the middle of the foot for 5 minutes every day. And it just helps the digestion and really relieves that baby.
mhm. And so, question for parents who do want to do that, are they doing 5 minutes on each foot? Are they doing one at a time or both at the same time for 5 minutes? Just for some clarification.
Good question. I would do it 5 minutes each foot separately, right?
Okay, great.
Um,
Yeah.
but you could also create, so for example, put the both thumbs at the same time,
Mhm.
right here, which is this support right there,
Yeah.
just to support them. At the same time. If you find that baby not going to sit still, then do it both times, both feet at the same time. And also I forgot to mention on the heels, just a little bit of clockwise motion on the heel as well. So you've
Mhm.
got, and it could be all of 5 minutes, the whole foot.
Nice.
That's it.
Well, their feet are not very
Yeah,
big, so
right? Just
so
5 minutes.
5 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, if I really want it, and even if it's like 2 minutes, that's fine too, right? Just
Right.
any kind of motion to get that flush and that release and that gentleness that help baby feel a little more comfortable.
Perfect. And what about when it comes to lactation? So we
Mhm.
have a lot of people in our community who are learning how to breastfeed, or they've just had a baby and they're trying to help with their milk transitioning and coming in, and then now milk production. So what does reflexology do to help with that?
Yeah, reflexology is awesome for milk production. And there's so many cases around the world, except for Canada, and it's a conversation. So, yeah, milk production is awesome because lactation promotion to support the health and development of the baby, right? And the first week, the colostrum, the very first, and then the first week, reflexology is awesome when if you can get away for an hour for the first week, even 30 minutes. You say, I got 30 minutes. Come. 30 minutes? Yes. And we will create basically the lymphatic system to get the lymphatic sit here, for example, and the lymphatic system to again increase that breast production and being able for enhance that relaxation, because mummies are tense, and
Mhm.
balancing relaxation and the balance to the body, and allow what the body needs to do. Bring in the milk for
Yeah.
baby, and really help. And mummies can also do it. Suggestions. Mummies on their own, I give a little bit of homework afterwards. If they can also gently massage the top of the foot with a little bit of body cream, the top of the foot when they're home,
Mhm.
that'll also help ongoing to help soothe and relax their bodies, and their partner can do that as well, massage the top of their foot for them ongoing, just for 5 minutes, just a clockwise motion over the tops of their feet
Mhm.
as an example, or their hands too, and it'll help also with the milk production and easing the relaxation of the body.
Hmm. And another big focus when it comes to our community is mental health. And so we have the mental health of families going through fertility. We have the mental health of perinatal, so during pregnancy, as well as postpartum. So what does reflexology do to help with sort of the mental health of someone?
Um, Yeah, I think therapeutic touch is just huge with reflexology, and just feeling that relaxation as we start doing the gentle acupressure. No tools are used, by the way, just the gentle acupressure, touching all the extremities and just working through each one of them, and just feeling that relaxation and allowing your body to release that stress, release the tension, right? Because the journey of maternity is just huge, and it's life changing from the beginning of the, whatever you're doing in the beginning when you're conceiving through the pregnancy and the postpartum, is as building your strength, building your physically and mind, emotionally, mind, body, and soul, totally connecting everything at the same time, and allowing yourself to really be balanced, right? And that grounding, and remembering who you are, because you're still you. You
Yeah.
haven't changed. You're still you, no matter what.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you for all of that. Is there anything else that you would like to share that we haven't spoken about? Anything to add?
Um, I think reflexology is the modality is a best kept secret.
Mm,
I really believe that. I think it's not as, even though it's getting better and better,
mhm,
I think people are getting more aware of it.
mhm,
And especially when people don't want to get into the conventional drug therapies,
mhm,
and they want to do it more of a natural way of allowing, give yourself the opportunity to do it naturally in any way, shape, or form. And that support is
mhm.
so important as well. I
Yeah.
think that reflexology will bring that to the forefront every
Mhm.
time.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. So how do people get in touch with you?
They can go to my website, www.purelifehealing.ca.
Nice.
You can, my email, carla@purelifehealing.ca.
Um,
You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook.
okay. All
And
over the place.
all over the place. I'm in North York, so I'm in the middle of the city. You can catch me anytime.
All right, lovely. And we will put the contact information in the description as well. So thank you so much for taking the time to educate us today about reflexology. It's just so lovely that there are different things out there to support families. And, doulas were the best kept secret for a while. And now the secret is out, which is exciting for
Yeah.
us. And so hopefully that will happen with reflexology as well.
Yeah.
So thanks
Thank you
again.
so much. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Pleasure.